dementia researcher with a blog and a rating.
Anxiety Dreams and Short-Term Contracts, the life of an early career researcher. In my dream, I walk into the building where I've been invited by my potential funders. They've invited a small group of people to assemble and are planning a big announcement about who they will be funding. There is an announcement made that of the 5 people present, 4 have been awarded their fellowships. I have not. This is probably a classic early career researcher's anxiety dream. In my dream, I gather myself and tentatively ask for feedback to allow me to make the necessary changes to the proposal so I can resubmit next time. In my dream, they advise me not to submit again next year. They tell me they do not award fellowships, or funding for that matter, to speech and language therapists, and that my idea wasn't great anyway, and really do not ever apply again. Now, I know anxiety dreams are not uncommon, but they are uncommon for me. I believe that mine is probably related to my keen desire to continue my career as a researcher in the field of dementia and applying for the small number of funders that I'm eligible for. Many organisations that provide research funding in the field of dementia are far more focused on causes and cures rather than care and quality of life. And many of the smaller pots of money that do focus on care do not provide a salary. My concerns are also related to the lack of stability in my working life. I'm currently employed on a short-term contract until the end of October as part of the NIHR Development Skills Enhancement Award that I hold. I'm also employed on a short-term contract within the NHS, working in a dementia service. This position has been supported by charitable funding, and NHS commissioning is certainly not guaranteed given the current COVID-19 pandemic. Should I not get further research funding, I might have to do more work within the NHS. But should my NHS funding not continue, I may need to look elsewhere completely. I know this sob story is not a new one, but gosh darn, it's terribly frustrating. A colleague recently commented that I sounded less confident than I had done in a while. I think this is probably or possibly also related to an experience I had when putting together a recent fellowship application. I sought advice and guidance from many people during this process, but unfortunately it's always the negative stuff that really sticks with you. The constructive criticism is ace. What I'm talking about is the completely undermining stuff. I was advised that I should not apply, that my project proposal was not at all good enough, and that I was not qualified enough. This came after having received positive feedback from a number of professors of neurology, speech and language therapy, and psychology, and other leaders in the field of research who championed me to apply. And these lovely people had even already signed up as mentors and supervisors. Yet this single person, not a professor, had really affected me. Fortunately, I was generally also galvanised by this person. It drove me to do better. It drove me to spend more time working on and being determined to get some funding. I have yet to hear the outcome of the fellowship I did submit. However, I have been also reflecting on the journey, and I think my current top tips for surviving the unstable and insecure life of an early career researcher are as follows. First of all, surround yourself with the right people. Seek support and advice from people you truly trust and respect. Make sure you find peers who are supportive too. It's great to have this kind of support group, a cheering committee who can help one another and talk about these things. If one person brings you down, go back to the others, those who've championed you, and tell them about it. Ask and check with them. Don't be alone with things that undermine your confidence. This can often make it worse. Be kind to yourself. Just because you've done your PhD doesn't mean you've got this. Allow yourself not to know things. Ask for help and ask for advice. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Apply for lots of different fellowships, different size grants and jobs. Applying for only one thing may feel like you can hone an application to perfection, but it can also put you more at risk. Make sure to keep doing other stuff like writing articles, research, and lecturing where possible. Not only is this fun, but it will maintain your outputs and remind you that you're good at this. But this also means you're becoming indispensable to other people. You're building networks and creating opportunities. Remind yourself why you are doing all this. Reflect on your successes. Attend a conference or present at a conference. Enjoy being an early career researcher. You have finished your PhD and you do not yet have the huge responsibility of managing heaps of other people below you. Do things in your personal life as well. Make sure you do not deprioritize these things that make you happy. And finally, have backup plans that are tolerable. At least you will have a safety net if you do this.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.